Is that where we're at? A tug of war. Or maybe a quagmire. A mix-up, a mess, a predicament. Maybe it's a synthesis, a mixture of both. We're here. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Friend Shot Pearson, welcome to Friend Shot Blue. It is the day after the election again, my final video of the night. Yes, it is the 6th, Wednesday. A lot of things have transpired today. A little happiness and a lot of tears. Yeah, a little happiness, a lot of tears. Hopes and dreams, they major disappointments. Maybe some setbacks, maybe to move forward. People I've said before and I'll say it again, it's a spiritual battle at this point. It had to be because it's been going on for so long. It's out of our hands because the people in place have put themselves in better positions that once we recognize it, it's too hard to unravel it. So we got to speak to it in ways that we never thought collectively we should. I said in a few videos that the markets, the stock market, would react in relation to the new president, that if it was Donald J. Trump, that faith to a certain point would come back. As you can see the headlines, Wall Street reacts to Donald Trump election. What does it mean? U.S. stock market soars in hours following presidential election. Stock market surged after Trump declared presidency. It's built, like I said before a few days ago when I did my video, it's built on a false economy, but this is the rich people's playground, of which a lot of them allegedly have the inside trade. But they couldn't wait for this moment to happen. And people who voted, they couldn't wait for this moment to happen too, because they believed that something good could transpire. The tug of war has begun. We play on our level, naturally. But the powers play on another level. So we're going to have to up our game.
Market looks at what Trump's proposing, and what he's proposing is antithetical to what we would like. You know, the tariffs, the cutting of the corporate income tax rate from 21 to 15 in the United States, while our maximum rate will remain at 38 combined federal provincial. He wants to deregulate the oil and gas industry. We're trying to shut down the oil and gas industry in Canada. So when you step back, Todd, and look, you could say, big picture, that everything that Trump represents, I'm talking in terms of his economic policies only, is the complete 180-degree antithesis of the entire economic agenda of the Trudeau government for the past 9 years. So there's going to be a train wreck, because there's going to be a confrontation and something's going to give.
Tell me about what it means for Canadian exports to the United States.
Did you hear that? Something's got to give in the tug of war, and there will be a train wreck.
Economic agenda of the Trudeau government for the past 9 years. So there's going to be a train wreck, because there's going to be a confrontation and something's going to give.
Tell me about what it means for
At government, first of all, let's congratulate, and I mean this with all I got. Let's congratulate Donald Trump here for his selection here on the selection. All right, and let's just hope that the hand of God somehow touches you, me, him, and everybody else, and all of a sudden this is all going to change. Personally, I think it's going to get worse, but we do have opportunity here. Let's talk about that, at least from a market standpoint, okay? Stock futures are absolutely skyrocketing right now. Let me just show you what this looks like. It's an incredible thing. This is beautiful. Look at this. Look at what the market is doing right now this morning. I mean, higher across the board. Cryptocurrencies taking off. Look at Doge again. This is an incredible thing here. Now, the mechanism is very simple, and you understand this.
Happy days. I hear again. Happy days, my friend. Listen to the choice of words that Greg put out there initially in relation to this here.
Right now. All right. On the back of, and first of all, let's congratulate, and I mean this with all I got, let's congratulate Donald Trump here for his selection here on the selection, all right?
The hand of God touching you and me. Listen.
And let's just hope that the hand of God somehow touches you, me, him, and everybody else, and all of a sudden this is all going to change. Personally, I think
that's where we're at, people. This tug of war is out of our hands. We're going to grip that rope, and we can push and pull all we want to. It's going to take the Lord. This is from iPad Goat 3. You see this mysterious fictional character? His arrow is pointing at the eagle. I believe that's symbolic of America. You see that? He's shooting at that. This is why I believe the number 74 is coming up, and it came up in my last video. America founded July 4th. And boom. And now it's dead. That is the goal. Democracy, freedom. It just took a hit. It's deep, the stuff they put in our face allegedly, right? And look at this here. There's your bull. Like at the stock market. Like at the stock market in New York. New York Stock Exchange. He takes a sword, the same one that did what? Aimed his bow and arrow. Aimed his arrow at the American eagle. Now he goes after the financial institution. And boom. Look at that. It's deep, y'all. In the Bible, Moses appeared before Pharaoh multiple times, to ask him to let the Israelis go. Moses and Aaron appeared before Pharaoh and performed a miracle to convince him to let the Israelites go. Moses and Aaron told Pharaoh that the Lord commanded them to let the Israelis go. Aaron threw his staff down in front of Pharaoh, and it turned into a serpent. Pharaoh called the magicians and sorcerers, who also turned their staffs into serpents. Moses and Aaron then struck the Nile River with their staff, turning the water into blood. The Egyptians could not drink the water, and the fish died. The back and forth, pride, resistance, tug of war. Pharaoh, Moses. Moses appeared before Pharaoh again, and God told him to send swarms of flies on Egypt and Pharaoh if Pharaoh did not let the Israelis go. We're getting there, people. They know the power of God. Pharaoh, before his son and his wife. Moses, Aaron with the rod, a rod that Pharaoh once gave Moses. But then the Lord transformed this for his purpose. What am I saying? Why am I showing you this? We are in the den of the one world system. Immorality and a plan over 248 years old brought us here. They've been patient and they want to strike now. They want to hit their targets. But that which they gave us, we have to have the faith as we go before God and ask him to transform. Even though the enemy has taken it. The rod, to me, is symbolic of everything that America the system. And now we take the system and through faith we transform and we fight back. It's deep. It's that tug of war. And so Pharaoh, he put down 2 staffs, but God consumed them both. And as the transformation goes daily, the question remains, Joe Biden, arguably the architect of the last 3.5 years of destruction, number 46, will he fulfill the prediction of Gerald R. Ford of October 18th of 1989, when he said that there will be a man and woman elected and the president will die and the female will become president. So although she conceded today, there is still a possibility that she will sit in the place of a pharaoh temporarily. Can she do it? Gerald R. Ford spoke those words at the Herbert Hoover Library. Believe it or not, Kamala Harris was born on the same day that Herbert Hoover died, October 20th, 1964. It's deep, y'all. Now, here's the Herbert Hoover Library. This is where the statement was made by Gerald R. Ford for the future. I noticed something I hadn't seen before. My mind just didn't register. The Herbert Hoover Presidential Library and Museum opened to the public August 10th of 1962 on the 88th birthday, of Herbert Hoover, whose text number is 88022. That would be Trump.